Hey guys, Pat Ryerke here, also known as the Patriarchy. Alright, so the US Berkeley thing happened with Milo, where Milo went to go speak at the college, and then, of course, the leftist college kids went fucking crazy and started burning shit and being radical. Not everyone, let's get that out of the way early on, not everyone did this, but we're going to look at some of the news footage. I want to get a couple things out of the way early. I remember this happening last night, and I saw Tucker Carlson interviewing Milo about it. And I thought, okay, well, this is, something that happens at these universities. This is going to be, maybe a big deal. I didn't realize how big of a deal. It turned out it ended up being on every news organization. Everyone's written about it. And then I go on Twitter and everyone's talking about it, debating it. It's very clear now that every skeptic channel, every anti-SJW channel, I'm almost certain is going to do a video on this. There's going to be a Bearing video, a Sargon video. If they're not already out now or editing them right now while I'm making this video, but there's going to be, I guarantee you, there's going to be a video from almost everyone about this. Now, that upsets me as much as I like it. It upsets me because we're gonna overhype this and overanalyze this to death, to the point that it's just gonna be a way to push our narrative a little bit and act like there's all these radicalized leftists, which is really just this group of people going to attack Milo. So let me get that out of the way. That this is going to be talked about so much, and you're going to see so much footage of this, and it's going to cause a rhetoric. And I want people to know that I'm just going to look at specific things, point out some hypocrisies, but I don't think that this is like where the left is going entire. I know we had the Women's March, and I know we had the People Punch Richard Spencer, and, fucking Sheriff Hopper wants to punch people, and all the actors applaud for it. But in Ashton Kutcher's America, in his America, you get to protest people like this. I just want to get that out of the way. That this is going to be covered by everyone, and it's going to be fucking annoying after a while. This is going to be overdone to death by everyone, because this is all the anti-SJW channels. We all just do the same fucking content in a loop over and over and over again, because we all cover the same stories and the same people. I'm not above it. I'm not saying I don't do it. We all do it. We all just covered the same ground. It gets tedious, I understand, but I'm going to try to give you my own perspective and cover some things that I don't think maybe other people will on videos. Because I guarantee you every other video is going to show the footage, show some people talking about how they want to kill Milo, show the crappy signs, and, say, hey, the left is being stupid. This is why nobody wants to be on the left. This is why Trump won. All the same points we've been making over and over again. Here's a New York Times article on the event that'll cover some of the details for us. And once again, push this bullshit narrative from New York Times about the Leslie Jones Twitter ban, which we all know is untrue, but the left totally believes because they didn't research it. A speech by the diverse right-wing editor Milo Yiannopoulos at the University of California, Berkeley, was canceled on Wednesday night after demonstrators set fires and threw objects at buildings to protest his appearance. The university announced the cancellation on Twitter around 9:15 p.m. About an hour after a section of the campus erupted in protest. There was no immediate reports of arrest or injuries. All buildings on campus were in a lockdown, and the university police said on Twitter that those on campus should shelter in place. Mr. Yiannopoulos, an editor at Breitbart News, is known for his gleeful attacks on political correctness that can sometimes veer into offensive and racially charged language. Notably, he was barred from Twitter for inciting trolls to attack the Ghostbusters actress Leslie Jones, which he did not do. He did not incite people to do any of that stuff. Everybody was doing it, and he made a comment to her on Twitter. I don't know where this came from. Twitter just banned him because they don't like him. His flamethrower approach has aroused a fierce backlash. His scheduled speech at UC Davis last month evolved into a tense standoff between protesters and the police. It was called off before it could begin over security concerns. On Twitter, the Berkeley campus police described the episode on Wednesday night as a major protest attacks and urged people to stay away. Crowds lingered despite police orders to disperse. On Facebook, Mr. Yiannopoulos said he had been evacuated from the campus after violent left-wing protesters tore down barricades, lit fires, threw rocks and Roman candles at the windows, and breached the ground floors of the building. He added, "One thing we do know for sure, the left is absolutely terrified of free speech and will do literally anything to shut it down." A portable, high-intensity light, the kind used on construction sites, was set afire, according to an image on Twitter. There's video footage of that, of them burning the sign that says Milo on it, some stuff like that. And there's a bunch of photos and footage and everywhere. Okay, that's the New York Times article, right? They make it sound pretty brief. Well, you're going to see in everyone else's videos and a lot of the stuff that they're going to show all the craziness here. And I'll be showing you footage throughout. But some of the signs that that people had up. I mean, this is war, man. They're saying it's a war. I mean, they think it's time to fight and attack and get riled up, which is crazy. I mean, these are the same people I was talking about that were saying it was okay to punch Richard Spencer, and they were celebrating it. These are the people that are in this group. These are the people that are thinking like, oh, Milo's coming, I don't know who this guy is, and I'm going to go attack him and be radical. And I've probably never heard of Milo's speech. I've probably just heard. I mean, I've had so many discussions with friends of mine who are left-leaning that talk about, I just mentioned Milo, and they're like, oh, God, that guy's terrible. He's like a Nazi. And they've clearly never read or heard anything about Milo. It's like, God, and I even tell them, it's like, I don't agree with Milo on like 60% of the things he says, but he's not this guy you think he is. Like, he's a gay Jewish guy who like fucks black dudes. But just to prove my point about how these people react to Milo, this is the New York Times comment section. I'm going to read some of the comments, and to me it proves my point I just made about. And these are the people that read the wonderful New York Times. These are the cultured people that are so much better than everyone else because they read this wonderful paper, right? That's the attitude. Let's not give this weasel too much attention. That's exactly what he wants. Yeah, true. But good job. That's what you're doing. New York Times, I mean, it's funny. This really does just make Milo more powerful. Like, this is going to make his book sell more. This is just going to help him speak more. I mean, Milo's entire success is because he is so smart at creating reactionary, people. He gets reactionary people to come and combat him because he just says, I mean, people act like he's very provocative and terrible and really incites violence. I don't agree with that. I don't think Milo incites violence. I think he just knows people are crazy like that, and he can, I mean, they do this to Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro doesn't incite violence, so that argument doesn't hold any ground for me. They go do the same kind of stuff at rallies that Ben Shapiro talk, and Ben Shapiro does not talk like Milo at all. They do this to a lot of conservatives, so I don't agree with that sentiment that Milo causes this. These are these people who cause this. Your actions define you. I don't go just attack people because they say stuff I don't agree with. Milo is a professional troll who wanted this to happen. Breitbart is all over this attack on free speech. I support protesters, but protest the politicians and the policies and not someone who baits you into it. He's a reprehensible man, but he's free to say what he wants and we're free to ignore him. I don't think he's a reprehensible man. They all hate him. We are entering an age where cult leaders don't need churches. They find traction online and move on from there. Let's start calling the alt-right what it is, a cult for the new world in the age of technology. But it's still just that, a cult leader by the culture of fear, pushed by Breitbart, Yiannopoulos, Alex Jones, and now members of the White... I mean, these people sound... I put LOL on that guy. I'm like, dude, you're nuts. This one's one of my favorites. I like that MSNBC apparently made an editorial decision to not report this creep's name. He was just identified as Breitbart writer. This creep's name? Like Milo's a creep? I mean, let's see. Just let him speak to empty auditorium of demand of one of many bright academics at Berkeley to refute any question and to question his words. That's so funny. This person thinks that none of the students wanted to see Milo speak and that he wouldn't actually debate anyone on the staff. The professors were encouraging this rioting. The professors were encouraging it. They always do at these universities. They want it because they were rioters, protesters in the 60s who got jobs at these institutions and want it to still be that way because their propaganda didn't work. They didn't win. Reading these comments, the Democrats defending the riots and violence, he's a gay Catholic Jew and you are attacking him because he has different political beliefs. Yeah, that's how it is. Everyone in here is just talking shit on him. It was not his intention to give a speech. It was his intention to let good people behave badly, and he succeeded. See, they're saying that Milo causes the violence with his intentions. What? Oh, and this shit here. Known for his attack on political correctness. Is that how you describe bigotry these days? Don't give him credit, New York Times. Look, this guy will fade. He's a fad, and he'll eventually run out of attention-grabbing ideas. It's his audience you need to engage, converse, understand, convince them with logic, data, reason, and empathy. You guys don't have that. I wish I could be convinced about this stuff from the SJWs. With all of his attacks against virtually everyone, I hope he's aware that there are places in the country that would kill him simply for being openly gay. In America? Where's going to kill him for being openly gay? Okay. But yeah, so many of the comments are, this guy's a bigot, this guy's a racist, this guy is a homophobe, this guy's a Nazi. Why was he even asked to speak at Berkeley? This cancellation plays right into what he wants. So sadly, in this case, he wins. Like, they're pissed about it that these kids reacted this way. I mean, he knew this was going to happen, but, they didn't have to do this. They could have just let him speak, and they could have went and debated him and asked him questions. They went there and acted crazy to get in the media because they have a hero complex. That's what it is. And Milo said, they hate free speech and they're trying to shut me down. And of course, Milo's going to turn this into a positive and over-exaggerate it because it's what Milo does, and it's why we love Milo. My God, anyone notice all the pictures of himself behind him? It appears narcissism is the requirement of work at Breitbart. There is nothing alternative about the alt-right. They are some fascists and racists. Standing up them is an obligation. As these people think, they think people like Milo are Nazis and alt-right and fascists and they have to go fight them. They think they're fighting the Nazi party. That's how these radicals think this is. Another white bigoted man. Lord help us. Another damaged little man. Call them what they are. Riots. God, what a creepy bigot. I mean, yeah, the word creepy is being way over... Milo's creepy? I would describe Milo as creepy. Maybe that's just me. But, okay, so... Like I said, you're going to see a lot of videos covering this, so let's get it out of the way. Let's get all the points out of the way. Left hypocrites. Yeah, you guys go and do stupid stuff like this. You go attack people like Lauren Souther, and you always do stuff like this instead of just debating. And you do this to people like Ben Shapiro, who would have an intellectual debate with you and does not incite violence at all. So that argument does not hold up to me because this applies to everyone. I don't think Milo knew it was going to become this big and get this kind of press. There's no way Milo knew this was going to get reported all over the country. This blew up. This only helps the right wing. This only helps Trump get reelected. You guys are directly helping him with that. I don't know why you want to do that, but there's going to be a lot of embarrassing footage used by all the YouTubers. You're going to see a lot of that. And this is after the They Will Not Divide Us debacle. This was after the Women's March got mocked so much. We're just going to mock every event, and it's just going to make the left look bad. And I don't know what to say. It's pretty funny that they can't stop because they think for some reason that they have to go punch the bad guy in the face. I mean, it really did freak me out when I saw the Stranger Things cast give that speech when Winona Ryder's freaking out. And he talks about punching people in the face and everyone starts cheering. I mean, they're so violent. They want to get violent. I mean, it's creepy. It's very weird and scary that these people are ready for violence so quickly. And these are all people that have security, and they don't really ever get in violent confrontations, but they always support violence when someone does it because they're too much of a pussy to go do it. But these people would be okay if Milo got attacked. I mean, I feel that way. Like, people would be happy if Milo got punched in the face. Milo puts himself out there, but it's just to prove his point that free speech is being fought against at this academic level, and it's not cool. And the professors are encouraging it, and the police did not show up. There was a very low police turnout. They're not shutting these things down. They're letting them happen. They let them get way out of hand, and it just hurts everyone. This is the Black Lives Matter rhetoric. This is the SJW rhetoric. This is what we've been seeing the last couple of years. I think we're all tired of it. I think a majority of the country's tired of it. We got to call these people for what they are. That, they're just being idiots. They're going out there for themselves more than anything they stand for. They don't know what they stand for. They stand for their own ego. And, Milo, sure, he may be an egotist, but, he's honest about it. Milo's Milo. He has a sense of humor. He's a troll. These people are getting trolled. Trolling's become this public thing now because people have this group mentality. They get in the tribe mindset, and they go out there and they're like, we have to go protest Milo because he's evil. And, I believe they don't read, and I don't think they know who he is. I think they just hear about him. I mean, that's what it is half the time. And and I don't agree with him, but I still would never call Milo a bigot or a piece of shit or a bad guy. He's not. He's a nice guy. He's a good guy. Nita Sarkeesian doesn't get these kind of protests. She spreads way more bullshit. Lacey Green? Where's the protest for Lacey Green? Why are people not burning down Lacey Green shit at her events? Because that's not what the conservatives do. We don't react that way, And not that I'm a conservative, but I'm leaning more that way lately because I'm embarrassed for people on the left because you get associated with these people. They lump you in, and it's like because they try to lump in everyone with the alt-right and Nazis, so then you get lumped in with the radicals in this group, and it's embarrassing because we have footage of these people doing this stuff, and it's like, oh my God. It's beyond the point now that it can be explained or kind of like, well, it's okay, kids do this. Now it's like, all right, does mom and dad need to come and spank you? I mean, does Daddy Trump have to come give you a spanking? But it is annoying, and I'm kind of tired of it. Just let Milo come speak. He'll peter out. He'll probably just die off naturally. You're upset because he's popular, that he could convert some kids there to the way he thinks, and you're upset that you don't have you don't have the courage to go debate him. You always have to go blow whistles and interrupt and yell at people and just repeat words. I mean, I don't get the left protesters. It makes no sense. It's like, how is this making any progress, just yelling in people's faces? They think that's some kind of strategy. It's like, that's childish. That's what children do. But the point I want to get is that it's everyone on the right is going to use this as an excuse to make the left look crazy, and everyone on the left is going to try to defend this or be in the middle ground, but they're going to all act like Milo, incited this, and Milo's the bad guy here too. I don't think anyone's really to blame. I think everyone just got together and did that bullshit that a bunch of college kids and active. I mean, people were showing up outside of the college kids that came to protest, professional protesters, and they started a lot of the shit. But those people are pieces of crap. You shouldn't be doing that. But I feel bad because Milo just seems to get attacked everywhere for just being Milo. And those who understand Milo and those of us who are fans of Milo, we get Milo. But they have to take everything to an 11. And then it's like, God, Ashton Kutcher comes out at the beginning of that SAG Award show, and he beats his chest, It's like, dude, you're not taking refugees in your mansion. You have enough money to take in thousands of people. I mean, they're not going to do that. They're not going to take any real sacrifice. It's just they expect everyone else to because, fuck you, they're better than you. That's the attitude. And that's the attitude these people have that are rioting and protesting Milo. They think they're better than him, and they're not. They're not better than anyone. They're as bad as anyone that they're calling fascist or radical. They're doing the same thing. You want to defeat him, beat him in debate with your superior ideas. If you have them, beat him in the debate room. But you won't see that. A professor's not going to go up and debate Milo. They're going to tell the college kids to go. They're going to send their monkeys out to burn shit down. But I just hate, because I know this is going to turn into such a big fucking thing. And it's going to annoy me because it's going to be bad for everyone. This stuff's bad for everyone. And the way we react to it is scary. We have to make sure to separate these people from anyone who's liberal, that these are a different group of people. And we have to separate people that not everyone who supports Milo in this situation is a Milo supporter or a Breitbart reader. Okay, right? That's the distinction we have to make. And we have to let people have free speech in this country, which is one of the most, probably to be the most important thing we have. And Milo getting it is something he needs. And you're not helping anyone. You're not fighting a civil rights movement. You can't fight Trump. You can't get to Daddy. So you're trying to take on Milo because you think if you hurt him, you're going to get at these people. You just want to hurt someone. You're mad and you don't know where to channel that anger. Channel that anger into reading and intellectual challenges and becoming a better version of you, of your political ideas. Be better, right? That's what the goal should be. Instead, you're like, oh, let's go yell and we'll set fires and we'll just cheer stuff and, oh, love Trump's hate and all that. It's just boring, SJW snowflake bullshit. I mean, the snowflake attitude is what's killing the left from making any progress because they're so sensitive and their reactionary attitude towards everything is so overblown that it's hard to take anyone seriously when they come out and say something that is a legitimate criticism of Trump or the right. So this is the Patriarchy. Like, comment, and subscribe. Are you a fan of Milo? How do you feel about this? Do you think that the students overreacted? Do you agree with me? There's going to be 1,000 videos about this all over. It's just the feeling I'm getting in the air. This is going to be covered a lot. And do you think that Milo was the cause of this? Are you going with that theory that Milo caused this? I don't think that, but I think Milo's just proving his point is all he's doing. And I don't think there's anything really wrong with that. If they wouldn't do things like this, he'd have no ground to stand on. It only gives Milo a point.